Hi guys,
Hey,
Hey,
Jason.
Jason.
good to see you, Matt, Phil. Absolutely brilliant. Look, I've heard a rumor that you've got a new experience space.
We do
Absolutely.
indeed. Deck to the hills.
Completely full, residential and commercial.
Oh, I absolutely love it. When can I come and visit?
Now. No time
Are
like the
you, are you
present.
really? I reckon I can catch the 3 o'clock.
Go, go, go!
Let's do this. Yes.
Go!
Wow, it's good to be here. Welcome to the Crestron Experience Space, London. Hi, Phil.
Hey, Jason.
Good to see you in the flesh, my man.
I know, not on Zoom or
God, you look so like your Zoom. It's uncanny.
You not so much.
What, me? Better looking? Yeah.
Your virtual background does you more favours.
Oh, thank you very much. That's honest, but I'll take it. Okay, look, Crestron Home. Really excited to know all about it.
So Crestron Home was launched in September 2019, and we've always made class-leading hardware, but never the software that goes alongside it. We've let that be designed by programmers, so it's always been individual-based systems or custom. This is now the user interface that you see here today is what you would receive in your own home.
And I do like the idea of a hardware-software integrated system.
And that's exactly what this is, based around a class-leading, enterprise-grade, secure, end-to-end hardware that we've always produced, but now we're also responsible for the software element too, which is a constant evolution.
And so, what am I looking at right now? So this is the same tablet experience that I guess I'll get on, say, my phone if I'm remotely connecting.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's multiple properties. If you're fortunate enough to have something that's within a city, perhaps, and then you've got somewhere that's in the country or in another country altogether, it's exactly the same user experience.
I love the small one. That's just great, isn't it?
Really nice and neat for things like ensuite bathrooms, dressing rooms, smaller areas, children's bedrooms, a little bit of music application or lighting. And that's another great thing about this as well, is that you can switch. See? Child's play.
No, but it's movie time. It's set me up for watching a movie on my TV screen. This is the sort of scenario that people that are into Crestron Home will be looking for, isn't it? So we need the brains, which I thought would be some big rack with air cooling, but that's it.
That's it. That's what runs my entire house. This is our MC4R, and as you can see in comparison to my hand, it could be situated behind a screen in your games room or indeed rack mounted.
So basically, you don't need a big, massive square footage apartment for this or house. You could do this in a 2-bedroom flat.
The misconception is that Crestron is only for the big properties. This can start in something as simple as a single media room. So your little game space, controlling just that DMX lighting on your games console rack to begin with, maybe a small screen in there with a little RF remote, all from one little processor.
I'm aware that you've deployed some really cool technology around your video compression, delivery, audio. I can get it not just in the traditional way where I'd plug in an HDMI into an AV amp, but you can also do that over IP.
Yeah, so this is our latest generation of our digital media platforms. The digital media first came to market in 2008. This reiteration is network video, so it's AV over IP, and we're using a standard 1 gigabit network, your proper old Cat5e cable that your house has been installed with 10, 20 years ago, and now we're sending a 4K 60 444 signal across your house.
444, what does that mean?
It's all to do with colour sampling and the richness of colours on the display. You're getting the true, rich image that's being presented from one end to the other.
Okay, I want to ask more about the space. This is the experience space after all, and my guess is that this is where I experience what it is that you have to offer as a customer, or maybe an interior designer or an architect, to get a sense, to get hands-on with the kit and to look at the different choices and learn more about the functionality.
It's to take them through the journey of how simple it is to set up, all the finishes within a drawer as an example, which is where we come to the end result of what actually goes on a wall. These are things that people want to touch and feel. It's the tactile response of a button. It's what a 5-inch touchscreen in portrait looks like on a wall.
I'm inspired. We need to make changes at Shea Bradbury, that's all I'm going to say.
We'll have to get your wife in here, Jason.
Yeah, oh, no, don't. That's a really bad idea.
No, this is exactly what I mean.
Hello, Matt.
Hey, Jason.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. Good.
So you're responsible for the business side of what Crestron do.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. So I'm responsible for looking after our commercial business. The whole workspace has completely changed over the last couple of years. So whereas it used to be that the majority of people would have been in offices or they would have brought somebody in via a video conference on special occasions, almost every single meeting now will have at least one person remote.
Well, yeah, because of what's happened, we're all now having virtual meetings, conferences and so on in spaces that we never expected to. So it might be your office, but equally it could be a workshop environment, couldn't it? A warehouse or maybe even a church. I'm very aware in my own small company, and I just employ 3 people, including myself, but I do all of my meetings, I'd say 100% of my meetings now are virtual, and I've also hosted a couple of conferences without even leaving my house. What I want is a turnkey solution. I just want one button.
Yeah, absolutely, which is what we have here. So this line of product is called Flex. It's quite an expansive range. So we have quite a few products that will fit what we feel is every application that you and your business may well have. And it starts all the way from here at the beginning of our journey that we have our personal device. So part of the challenge that people have experienced is that by using Microsoft Teams, Zoom, or any other platform on their laptop, they're utilizing their whole work space, which is their product they're using at home for that meeting. And not all people have extended desktops and multiple screens that they need to do their job. So you can replace that and have a separate device which has either, let's say, in a hot desking environment or your own personal workspace, your Microsoft Teams account logged into this device. So you can really easily come here, either you can dial one of your contacts from here just like you would with a phone, or that meeting that you said previously, it's a one-touch join.
Yeah, I can really see a user case for this because a lot of businesses aren't particularly technical. You know, they might do some form of artisan kind of upscaling, but not really be that conversant with laptops and different platforms and meetings and all the rest of it. In this case, it's there on the screen and I just, touch that button?
Absolutely, touch that button
and
that will then take you straight into the meeting. So you're now in the lobby, ready for the host to admit you in.
I'll just cancel that.
I'll
cancel that in case we connect to someone who wasn't expecting it.
So this is your personal workspace device. If we move along one, we then go into what we classify as our small room solution. So the heart of any of our Microsoft Teams room systems is going to be this. This is our UC engine. Now we call it a UC engine because whilst it is a Windows 10 IoT machine, it's running one application, and that is Microsoft Teams. We pre-build this plate like this. All these parts are actually screwed onto the factory and tested, and then it's shipped in one piece. The installer will then mount that up behind the display so it would never get seen. And the only time that it would never need to be upgraded or changed is the point that you would see that again.
Superb.
The only thing that you're going to see as the user is going to be, in this case, the Mercury. It is a tabletop microphone, loudspeaker, and touch panel, single console that allows you to be able to not only interface to your Microsoft Teams system, but have your audio and of course your microphone pick up on that single device on the table.
So this is a solution for small meeting rooms, but what about larger spaces?
Okay, so once you go outside of what we would designate as a small, medium, or large room, we then go into what we call our C series. So C stands for custom, and it means that your audiovisual designer and integrator will specify the microphones, loudspeakers, and camera they feel is best suited for that space. So in this example here, we've got an AvaCam 520 Pro, that's a PTZ camera. We've then got an amplifier, we've got installed loudspeakers, we'd have a distributed microphone system with a DSP. So that will then allow you to give exactly the same one-touch experience you'd have in that small room, but this could be in an auditorium or boardroom or any size space. Now, all of our systems allow you to present, which means that without even being in a Teams or a Zoom meeting, you can just plug your laptop in and the content will appear in room. And then as soon as you join a meeting, that content will get shared to everybody.
Absolutely superb. So something that really stuck with me from my last visit to this space was the sound bar with the camera in the middle of it.
Ah, the B series, that's right, it's over here.
Let's go and have a look. Yes, this is the unit I remember. It's just such a practical solution because in this configuration, at least, on the stand with the wheels, I can imagine again in the workshop environment where you want to bring it out into a meeting room or in an educational context or an office space like this with a few little cubby holes. It's just really practical, isn't it?
Absolutely, just bring it out and just fire straight into a meeting. In fact, do you want to see how it works?
I'd love to.
Go on in.
Okay, so you're going to fire up on there.
Take a seat. I'll call you.
There you go.
Hey Jason, how you doing?
I'm good. Fantastic. This is so straightforward. God, that's so good. And you're so clear. You're coming through this Mercury unit really, really clearly.
That's right, so that's the bigger brother to the one that you saw earlier. That's the full-size Mercury. So on that, you've still got your loudspeaker across the back, and you have your 4 microphones through a 360-degree microphone pickup. That will give you a 20-foot radius, so you know your sort of 10 to 12 person meeting room that will cover.
So I can sit back here and you can still hear me okay.
I can hear you beautifully, absolutely.
I can see that the camera now is adjusted to take account of where you're stood. That's really clever, which is just below my monitor there. Is that right?
That's right, so that's the Huddly IQ. So the AI technology built into that camera that comes in all our small and medium kits that you're seeing at the front of the room is identical, of course, to what I've got here within our soundbar. So that's counting the people. It's then going to genius frame. You don't have to touch anything on that console.
So cool. I'd like to see, actually, the B series in action. Can we swap?
No problem at all. Come on out.
Let's do it.
There you go.
God, it's such a clear image, really imposing.
It's great, isn't it?
It's really immersive. It's just an elegant, simple piece of product design. I really like it. What I love is how Crestron have got this system, but you've managed to deploy it in a number of different kind of user case scenarios. Brilliant. I'm just going to come and join you.
Come on in. Okay, Jason, come on in.
Cool.
Come take a seat. Right, got one more thing to show you. It's exclusive to Crestron.
Oh.
It's BYOD.
What does BYOD stand for?
So it's bring your own device. So everything you've seen on our Flex systems so far are all native, so they're running Microsoft Teams. Okay, so you get that one-touch join and everything else. But what happens when you want to join any other meeting from any other things? I think Zoom, think Slack, think anything else that you've got running from your laptop, you can do that on all of our advanced systems. So all you need to do is to take out a USB to plug in to your computer. We then have an HDMI that we plug in, which I take here. What will now happen is that the video from my laptop, from my display, is going to appear at the front of the room, up on the display. The touch panel here says speakerphone and camera are initializing. USB driverless technology, don't have to install anything on my laptop. My display is now up here. My microphones will now route back to my laptop. The loudspeaker will also route to my laptop. And that webcam, that Huddly IQ, will now also work from here. So you drive the meeting just like you're working from home. So you've got the power and flexibility of your laptop, but you've got the room.
And you've got an infinity of possibilities. So you're saying that the flexibility offered by my PC to do whatever meeting I want, say a Facebook meeting or any other type of platform, I can still do that?
Facebook, WhatsApp, anything that you've got that you're running from your laptop, just like you're working from home.
But I'm using the Huddly.
Using the Huddly.
And the Microsoft Array or whatever external microphone I've chosen for my configuration.
Correct.
I love it. All right, Phil, give me the noise on the DM-NAX.
I like what you did there.
Yeah.
Audio over IP. So we had a little chat earlier on about DM-NVX.
Very excited by this.
AV over IP. This is the audio version. So this little box that you got your hand on, first in the country, by the way, first into Europe at present. 8ZSA, 8 stream zone amplifier. So this has got 8 physical streams built into this one single box. You've also still got the ability to put in analog inputs to it. 150 watts per channel output. Wow. 2U footprint and much lighter than previous revisions of audio matrices that we've had before.
Wow.
Software limited at this particular point in time to 256 by 256. So even the biggest houses or vessels.
You're not going to need more than that, yeah.
You shouldn't run out.
On your Giga yacht, this
run
will
out.
sort you out.
Shouldn't run out of space. And it's
I
got a
love
lot
it.
of punch behind it.
150 watts?
150 watts per channel, unbridged at 8 ohms.
Wow. Okay, so this is the IP.
So that's your network, that's how you talk to the box.
And then what's the other
And that's your NAX port, if you like. This will then go off and sit on the same network as your NVX product, and you're able to distribute the audio in that way over those NVX boxes out to remote locations.
Ah, I love it. And at launch, which of these services?
At launch, so we've got Spotify Connect at launch, as well as AirPlay 2. And then the others that are mentioned on here, Alexa's going to be the voice assistant. So you can sit within your dining room and say, hey Alexa, play Beethoven, and it will know the room that you're in and start playing Beethoven off of one of your stream services. And then others are to follow, such as Tidal, Amazon, Deezer, etc.
And I love the integration of voice assistants because, like it or loathe it, that's become the norm for so many consumer devices, isn't it?
Absolutely, especially the younger generation. It's the natural is to walk into a room and ask something to play for you versus reaching for a tablet or another device to type a command in.
I just want it.
I want it too, and to be fair, I'm tempted to borrow that one.
Okay, Jason, so this is XoCloud. This is the glue that brings everything that Crestron has to offer together. So one of the challenges people have with deploying enterprise-grade technology is how not only you deploy the product, but how do you monitor, manage, and upgrade that product going forward. So we have XoCloud. All Crestron products can now be deployed, monitored, and managed via this tool. It's a cloud-based service. It's on the Microsoft Azure IoT tenant, so it's the best, highest quality, most enterprise-grade secure solution that they offer, and it allows us to see via a dashboard all of the products that sit within our estate. So this is all of Crestron EMEA here, and we can simply, at a glance, see all of our devices that are online, any of the rooms that are occupied. So these are rooms that have got our occupancy sensor, or alternatively, maybe one of our Flex systems in there. So we can see the number of rooms at this point that are. But we also have a list down here of any of the rooms that may have an error. So for example, if I simply clicked on here, I could see a list of all of the rooms that have errors, and then over here, the status of the product. So it's online, and any alert was showing with detail down here on the right-hand side. Something else that we can do with this is update our products, so we can schedule and manage firmware updates going forward to ensure that everything is all fully up to date. But let me show you this. This is cool. So the B series that we looked at earlier, that Flex system, that's it here. So we have a touchscreen and our UC engine. But if I select into the touchscreen,
You can't remotely operate it.
I can remotely operate it. So I go into this remote control tab, and that right there, just by simply putting request control, that allows me to see that touch panel right now. So what I need to do, for example, is select on this join button. What will then mean is that, as you see on this system here, that has now taken us into that join, and we're going to get admitted into that meeting.
Hey!
Hey, Phil.
That is so good.
How
That's
cool is
really
that?
cool.
It's great, isn't
Yeah.
it? So that now means that you can remotely control any Crestron touch panel anywhere in the world. But also what's really exciting is we're now starting to support third-party products. So there's displays, AVRs, and other devices coming online as well that you'll be able to deploy, monitor, and manage through XoCloud.
Wow.
It's really, really proactive.
Yeah!
I see you found the Xbox then, Jason.
Yes.
Right, now let me blow your mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you think the Xbox is?
Behind here?
Nope, it isn't. This is actually sat on our corporate network, okay? So it's in our rack, okay, which is nowhere near this, okay? So the video, the audio, and the USB is all being transmitted over our corporate network. This is NVX. This is our AV over IP product that Phil was talking about earlier for the residential. This is 4K 60 444 HDR video distribution, so you're getting perfect content, and then you're getting that zero latency control back from there over a standard 1 gigabit Ethernet network on a Cat5.
That's absolutely amazing. Because I mean, I know this game Rocket League, and I'd know if there was latency, I'd feel it, and it feels real time to me. So you can have an Xbox situated anywhere in the house, and could you have multiple versions of this?
Absolutely. So you can have an Xbox, which is going to be in your rack, and then you can pick up that anywhere that you wanted in the house. Just plug in your controller, and away you go.
I like this. One of the most exciting technologies that Crestron have been working on is mind control. Check this out. Have the lights gone out yet? Ah, it didn't work. Well, I'm a huge Crestron fan. I was the first time I experienced their technology more than a year and a half ago, but I'm really surprised at how far it's come on, even in that short space of time. And being here at the London Experience Space has been a really great opportunity for me to get in detail, hands-on, touching it, feeling it, checking out how it all functions, meeting the team, and I would encourage you to do the same. Find an experience space near you and see what amazing work Crestron are doing. What can I say? #mindblown.